Vanakkam, Namaskara, Namaste, and hi everyone. Every single trek has a story, and so does this one. The not so easy trek has slots that get sold out faster than Tatkal tickets at 11 a.m. of Jan 8th every year. Yet, my team drops out and I decide to go solo. Now, that is what I call the beginning of an awesome journey. Hop on. The colorful stairs at the Banaswadi station in Bangalore was a beautiful sign for what lay ahead. Off the Garib Rath AC coach to the hot and humid Kochuveli, God's own country was waiting to guide me into one of the most beautiful treasures of the peninsula India, Agasthyakoodam. Thanks to some beautiful souls, I managed to reach the checkpost early next morning. Starting with even trails, the terrain changed at different stretches and surprises waiting every few minutes. For a first timer like me, a quick tip would be shed the load and travel light with just the essentials. You can thank me later in the comments below. We crossed paths with the streams, which means less water to carry while walking. The wind was wiping away the sweat, while the sun donated the much needed vitamin D. The insects and birds kept the music going. While some walked bare feet and some others like it was their backyard, I did huff and puff a bit but became stronger with every single step. The tree roots were connecting us back to our primitiveness and the rawness of it all, while the clear water was to reflect on self and look forward to life. The stones were reminders that life is not always a bed of roses, and the landscape telling us to look up, look around, and look beyond. This beauty is home to hundreds of creatures, including wild animals, reminding us to live in harmony with nature. No one said it would be easy. Every camp and every board was a milestone, and we knew our destination for day one was not very far. Day two began with a little pain in the muscles, but the spirits were really high. And so was the terrain, testing the endurance levels. The magical misty morning, the magnanimous mountains hidden behind them, and the purple flowers on the treetops were more soul satisfying in real. The breakfast stop was more of a monolith, so vast with enough space for a big group of over 100 people with social distancing. Beyond this is the most interesting part of this trek, which isn't quite common. After slowly climbing up the stones came the slippery path. So there were ropes tied to trees, which one can do without too. Thanks to the wonderful weather, we didn't sweat much and also drank less water. For this stretch onwards, there are absolutely no streams. For those who are curious, there are just four rope stretches, and they are not as tough as they look. It did require for us to motivate each other, especially when the bottles were empty and the mouth dry. And yet, I would gladly choose the task of walking up a hill any day over paying for the oxygen rooms. And finally, inching closer to the summit, we realized the mist had stolen away the view from the top. But Agastya Muni stood there welcoming us. And little Mr. Spider said hi. I have heard people say, all hills are the same from up there. Why climb? But little do they realize the special encounters in each of these hills, especially with the little flowers in different hues and different sizes, finding a place even in between the rocks and under the shrubs, dewdrops dancing yet so lightly on them, the colorful berries and springing mushrooms, the tiny insects and cute looking worms, and the croaking frogs. We also learnt creative ways to fill our bottles. While some chose to finish the trek and go back to the city the same day, I was one of them who chose to spend another night at the camp embracing this home for a couple of days. For me, trekking is not a race, and rushing to the top blinds us to pause and live the moment. The slower I was, the more people I met, each one with loads of stories and experiences. A couple recalling their college love story, colleagues who loved traveling together, book club friends in their late 50s, one who wondered why Bangalore doesn't have a beach, and this one who limped his way back home. Agasthyakoodam. I had to seek, know, and then do. And we'll do it again next year. Meanwhile, you can like, share, and subscribe.